Hello and welcome to Truly Believe, Truly Fly. My name is Lisa Fair. I'm so excited because we're going to uncover the spiritual, we're going to take down the spiritual mask and really blow it up. I'm into blowing things up. I don't do it deliberately. It's just kind of my assignment here. But, why did I leave spiritual community after 20 years? Drum roll. The truth of the matter is like it was such a blessing. But I was part of a spiritual community for 20 years and really devoting my life to truth. That's what it's about. The truth shall set you free. And this isn't, I'm not into Christianity. I'm not into, one of the gifts that I was given on my spiritual path was A Course in Miracles. And one of the things that actually happened was this truly believe, truly fly light thing happened to me. And I said about it in another video, but it was really believing what the Course was telling me, not just talking about it, but really accepting our true identity and our innocence. And, believe me, I had a lot of things to feel guilty about. It was a wild journey, and it still continues to be a wild journey. But, part of this spiritual community is, you basically have to let go of everything, let go of family, let go of material possessions, let go of your whole life. That's what I did. I let go of my whole life. I used to be a business owner. I was a CEO of Abundant Nursing, and I had 150 employees, and it was a whole world that I was enthralled in my own concept of myself, who I thought I was, Lisa, mother, in the world. I was totally immersed in the world. And really just this call, this deep call that I felt, that I wanted to share the good news and I wanted to be used. I have a video about service. Service is such an important thing. I just have to tell you, it's the way out of, this lack mentality. When you're giving, you can't feel lack. I mean, you're just open. You're open to the source. You're open to who created you. It's just all about just this giving thing. So part of me going into the spiritual community was that I wanted to give and I wanted to be used. And so I was involved. One of the things in this spiritual community was that you listen and follow, and you listen and follow to the leader. And, it was so helpful because it really teaches us to listen and follow within. And 3 months ago, I left. It's been huge for me because, what I really, it was like I was impelled, to go into the community. Is I was impelled to leave. I kept hearing, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go. And this was after, the last 2 years was pretty intense for me because, this person that I was very involved with died. She got a brain tumor, and it was like this total let go. I watched her let go. Actually, I witnessed her totally let go in such grace. She was in such grace, but she was letting it all go. I remember we had to go to the bank and take her name off of accounts. She had to take her name off everything, and just her letting go, watching her let go. And in the end, I feel like I had to let go of her. She was my mighty companion. She was like right there beside me with everything. And we would just laugh. We would laugh about so many things. About the whole thing. It was a big joke. But once she died and she passed on, then her partner, who, was, I'm just telling you, he's just the sweetest, humble. I have to say the word I felt with him is so safe. I've never felt so safe in my life with somebody who just loved me unconditionally. And we felt like we were in it together. And afterwards, after she died, this person really needed to go through some processing. And I remember saying to him after she died, because me and him were so involved with taking care of her, and then after she died, we were just kind of like, okay, what do we do now? And he said Japan. So I went to Japan and with him, just on this mission to kind of some closure for him. And so during my time in Japan, we were traveling, doing retreats. And then actually my son, it was pretty traumatic actually, because my son basically kind of went missing in action. His girlfriend had died, and I hadn't heard from him for about 3 years. And the last I heard, he was in Hawaii. He didn't have a phone. He didn't even have ID. So, as part of my mind training, just really just facing the thoughts and letting go. It was very, very deep for me. It was, it's been so beautiful, because I was realizing last night, how safe I feel right now, and how when I thought of him out there wandering, how I didn't believe that he was safe. But I feel like it's a beautiful thing. It's like, because I feel he's safe now. I know where he is now. I know that I don't know, I can feel he's just wrapped around the wings of the Holy Spirit. I can feel that he's happy and he's laughing, and, he was never meant for this world. And he's just in such a stillness. I can really feel it. Our minds are so connected. So then after that, there was this processing and healing with that, and really just this, uh, you know, I don't know, this nudge. I kept telling the leader of the community I was feeling it. I was feeling it, after Francis died. And, and so I was feeling that and went to him, you know, uh, last September, actually, a year ago today. I went to him and said, "This is what I'm feeling," and he didn't feel it. And so I just trusted and followed. Like, it was just what we did there, and just letting go of my thoughts and my beliefs. And then after that happened with my son in Japan, I felt like it totally, I can't even say what it did to me. I mean, that's such a shock. It was such a shock, and such a, it was the weirdest thing. I was going through this healing, and it was like I was in these waves of, it was like they would come in. I could actually feel them coming in, like this waves of pure devastation, actually, pure it was weird. It was just, and then all of a sudden it was even more weird, because then it would just go away. This was happening within the first couple months. It was like, it was just these waves of, total grief and total, and it would like take me over, where I couldn't even hear, I couldn't even think. I was like, it would just self-consume me. It was so intense. And then when I would come out, it was like it just disappeared. It was bizarre. It was like, wow, I can't, I know that happened, but I'm not even feeling anything. It was like I was going through these huge waves of emotion. But so anyhow, after my son passed, then I came back from Japan, and came back, and which was really a blessing. I felt so loved and cared for, and just was able to just kind of regroup and really face a lot of things. I felt like it was like I died, and I was seeing it was like, how when people go through those near death experience, they say they see like their life. I was looking at my life, and looking at all the, even like, okay, what I did and didn't do. I don't know, it was this beautiful healing, and realizing that nothing actually went wrong, that everything was, truly not just saying that, but really seeing that, whatever seemed to happen in the past, it brought me into this present recognition that, you know, who I am could not be threatened. And, during that time, someone had written a book about our community, saying it was a cult. And that was another healing for me, because I know for myself, it really is when these things happen to you in your life, they're nothing as it seems. Like the worst things that can happen to you are all designed to bring us within, to bring us into this, to let it go and find out who we really are. So everything has been such a gift for me. And then, it was like I had already told the leader that I wanted to leave twice. So I knew that it was like really deep because it was a very deep entwined, like I was in a web of special relationship, basically, very entwined in wanting to please the teacher, wanting to please, and just watching how I was pleasing and doing things I didn't want to do anymore, where it just didn't resonate with me anymore. I felt like I can't align with this anymore. Not, I don't know. I don't feel like anything went wrong. No, it was like, I don't know, it was so deep for me because it was very scary too, because it was like, oh, I couldn't, it was like I wanted it to go away, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't go away. And so I knew for a fact that if I told this leader, he would try to talk me out again. And it was a miracle because it was on my birthday and I kept hearing everything's new, 62 and it's new. So, letting go of a spiritual community, letting go of the teacher, we talk about all these disappearance of concepts and identities. And I feel like this has been my one last tie within this world. Even finally, after letting go of my whole life, going into a spiritual community, the bottom line was even letting go of the spiritual community, the concepts, the roles, and just stepping into this unknownness. And that's what I'm doing. I want to be honest. I want to be transparent with everyone because, being on this journey for so long, I feel like all of our hearts are pure and that we're all seeking happiness. And that's all that I've ever been doing is seeking happiness and wanting to feel that connection to who I really am. So, yeah, it's about letting go of everything. And now what's really exciting is because, I've been out of the spiritual community for 3 months and I actually wrote a book which I'm handing over to the spiritual community about my journey. I don't know, it's called Once Upon a Miracle, but that's in the past. And I felt like I actually was feeling that I was waiting for them to approve and edit the book the way they felt it should be. And then I'm waiting on someone else, to help me even with editing. So I'm jumping in with or without. It's like the power, to know that we're not alone and like to feel that experience. I'm back in the experience of feeling done through. We want to be done through. And it's not being, I'm not affiliated with anything. Yes, A Course in Miracles was part of my path. There's no doubt about it. I have so many blessings from the Course. It's just in me. It is me. It was me. It is me. And same with the community. I feel like so many blessings and such gifts. But, in the end, it's like, we end up, it's between us and our source. Ideas leave not their source. And it's being so aligned and trusting that inner voice. Course in Miracles is all about, oh, I just realized I have the music on. God help me. That's not good.